Well guys, I was gonna do this wheel hub assembly because I got a new one. I was hearing a really bad noise coming from, here's a new one. Heard a really bad noise coming from the front end right here. As you can see, 2 studs are broken off and all these are really freaking loose. 4 of them are loose, 2 of them are missing. I need to get this replaced. I need to swap it out because it is ruining my wheels. And the only problem is I don't have a socket big enough to get that nut off. So what I'm gonna have to do is put the wheel back on, tighten up the lug nuts, and tomorrow when I go to the Twins shop, I'm gonna have to replace it there because I'm sure they got big enough tools to get a freaking nut off. The biggest I have is 1.5 inches, and it's bigger than that. And my crescent wrench won't go that big. So pray that my wheel doesn't fall off going down the road to Florida. It's about 15 minutes from here, so it's not that bad. I drove to Geneva today, and I was sketched out. I was praying that my wheel didn't fly off and I, might have killed someone. So I'm probably gonna take the back roads to Florida tomorrow just to be safe so I don't hurt anybody on the road. If I crash, it's all right, but I just don't want to, make someone else crash or possibly kill them with my wheel flying off. It's a big risk, but I don't have a socket to get it off. I got to do what I got to do, and yeah, so there it is. Man, he's chewing up my wheels, dude. There was so much like metal in. I don't even know if these wheels are good now because almost all of them are chewed up. When I jack the truck up, my wheel goes from being tucked in, so in towards the fender. When I lift it up, it goes straight. So that's how bad it is, and that's how bad it needs to be replaced. I probably will end up doing the other side eventually. It's not bad like this side is, so that can wait a little bit, but I do need to do the steering because, or I need to do, not the steering, but I need to redo pretty much this whole front end. All these bushings are destroyed. Everything under here just needs to be replaced. It is pretty bad. So I think that's pretty much what's going to be next on the list. I want to get this little spacer out of there and replace that. Just another thing to add to the list to do to this truck. But the main thing tomorrow, even if I don't get the powder coated parts tomorrow, even if I don't weld the track bars on tomorrow, this is one thing that definitely needs to be done because it can seriously hurt someone or myself if my wheel flies off and hits someone, causes them to crash, cause multiple people to crash. So some of you guys have already probably noticed when I showed you guys the hub, made a bozo mistake. My mind's been set on 4-wheel drive because I had the 2001 4-wheel drive for 5 years, and I bought this is the 2-wheel drive. The bearings are actually good. I had another stud break off on me on the way here. By the way, I'm at Iron 8 Coating and Fab. I had another stud break off on me while I was driving here. Not safe at all. It was really sketch driving here, but I made it here safe. All these studs are just really loose, and I think that's why it was making that sound. These are just moving around. The bearings are actually in decent condition, but we're gonna replace the hub. So yeah, I went ahead and bought a 4-wheel drive hub on accident. So the Twins are actually in Bonifay right now, so they're gonna go ahead and pick me up a 2-wheel drive hub from O'Reilly's, and then we'll be able to get this truck back on the road. I should have known because I looked at this in the store and I didn't even think about having a 2-wheel drive truck. So I need to go ahead and return that when I go back to O'Reilly's. But I can't really do nothing now. I'm just gonna chill here until they get back with the part. They had a couple errands to run, so I'm gonna be waiting here for a little bit. But yeah, pretty much the only thing that was wrong was these studs were really loose, and it was rattling the wheel, causing the lug nuts to unscrew and in turn breaking off. I think two of these were already broken to start when I first got the truck. I should have went ahead and changed it when I was doing the brakes for this, but of course I put it off, waited, and now I'm in a situation where I gotta wait for a part to come in from the twins, and I'm stuck here until they get back. So I guess it was my fault. I should have done it. Didn't really think about it until I started hearing a lot of noise from this front end. So we got the new hub on. Appreciate the twins to going into Bonifay for getting it for me. This is actually a ABS one, but I don't have an ABS on the front of this truck, so that's why there's a gear there. But out with the old, in with the new. About to start putting everything back together, and we should be back on the road. I know I've showed this before, but look at the dang suspension parts, man. Everything's all blown out. I gotta redo this whole front end. It's more work. But this was definitely a must because, hey, one of these studs broke off while I was driving here. Could have been really bad if my wheel flew off. It just about flew off when I was pulling in here. Chase was over here, and I was able to move it back and forth, probably a good 8 inches back and forth. That's how loose they were. Yeah. But yeah, we got here safe though. But I'm gonna start putting this thing back together and be good to go. Let's have it set for 10 seconds.
I was wondering, you really walked away and looked at your phone, and it looked like you clicked something. So I was like, does he have a freaking computer or something hooked to this truck where you can remote start it and turn it off and everything?
No, not remote start or anything like that.
But it was still running, and when you walked away from it, you grabbed your phone and did something. I was like, damn, that was cool.
You can do high idle on this thing, the Quadzilla, and then you can set the turbo timer to either EGT related or just time. I would set to 10 seconds, so whenever I hop out, shut the door, I'm walking to the store, and it just turns off after 10 seconds. All right guys, I'm over here at the O'Reilly's, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to fix the fuel tank situation. I've been having to just stick the fuel nozzle in that tube that I showed you guys right there that I took off instead of using the fuel door. The The inlet for that is 1 9/16, and I need it to be about 18 inches long. I'm gonna try to find an S hose, radiator hose, I guess, that will come from where I put the diesel in. It will go down, come down, and then kind of make another 45, and hopefully that will give it enough momentum to get into the tank. I don't think it should be a problem. We're gonna go inside O'Reilly's and see if they have a radiator hose that will work, and hopefully we can get this thing figured out. So I spent a good probably hour and a half inside O'Reilly's trying to figure out how I'm going to do the filler neck. I got a hose. I think it'll work. We came up with a whole bunch of different options on how to do it. We, you know, whether it was, you know, getting a hose that would have the right bends and everything, or cutting up the metal filler neck that's on there right now and just splicing together 45 couplers, something like that. I landed on a hose. May work, it may not. If it doesn't, I'll bring it back, but I think it will. It's gonna have to wait a little bit because it is raining, not trying to get wet. When it stops raining, I'll head outside, and I'm so glad that we have a new O'Reilly's right here in the next town. That's literally 5 minutes away from my house, because you guys know that I've been having to drive to Dothan every time I wanted to go to a parts store, and it was a 30-minute trip both ways, so an hour worth of driving. Now it's only 10 minutes worth of driving, so it's nice. I like having a parts store close by. I love this reverse camera. I got it set up on the toolbox, and I can see everything that's happening behind me. I love it. But just pulling in the driveway. We'll see you guys when it stops raining. Stop calling me Dippin Diesel, call me freaking Elon Musk now. I thought these would launch a little bit farther, but they didn't. So, back to work. Got the fuel nozzle out, or the filler neck out. I'm thinking I'm gonna cut it right here, and that way I'm able to slip this on and get at least something to clamp to. And this is basically the hose that I got. It's gonna run from the fuel tank up to the filler neck, and then obviously we still have to figure something out with the return. This hose actually goes up until this ridge right here, but the diameter of this isn't big enough to fit around that, so I'm hoping that I'm gonna be able to get it to work with chopping it off right here and probably clamping it right there, but the hose is gonna be all the way up here or even farther. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, so I'm gonna cut that off and see if we can fit it up. Damn bugs, man. Dude, why are there so many bugs? Gosh, dang, man. Oh my God. Dude. That ain't going anywhere. So, there it is. Fill up. comes down into the tank. What I have to do now is just put screws in the back of this thing to hold it to here, and we should be good. And I'll be able to fill up actually right here. And this is all that I cut off the hose. This was on the fuel tank side, and this was on the filler neck side. If you guys are new to this channel and watching this video for the very first time, definitely subscribe, because I have something coming in the mail tomorrow that you guys do not want to miss. That video will probably be out next Monday because I got to install it over the weekend, but I'm super excited for that. I kind of mentioned it in a couple videos ago. Super excited for that thing to come in and for me to install it. It's going to be a huge upgrade from what I have on the truck now. We also got the downpipe, the HX40 downpipe came in last Thursday. When we go to put this turbo on, right there, when we go to put this turbo on here, we'll have the HX40 downpipe that will pair with that, because I can't use a stock exhaust with this turbo. Look at that powder coat. Can't wait to throw these on. We got the wheel hub assembly on. Truck's driving good. Last night, dude, the transmission leaked out like almost 2 quarts of oil, man. Right now, because every time I park it, it's good, and then like a couple hours later, it starts leaking all the fluid. So I have a catch can under there that I just catch all the fluid, strain it out, and dump it back in the truck, because I kept having to put quarts and quarts and quarts of oil every single day because the transmission was leaking all of it out. So that's one thing I definitely want to fix. Another thing I definitely want to fix, you guys saw the front end of this truck is absolutely blown out. Have to go ahead and redo that. I think it's good for now, but I also don't want to wait until it starts giving me problems, because that can end bad driving on the road, like this wheel hub did. I literally, when I got to the twin shop and pulled it in that bay, there was one stud that was snapped off, and all or 4 of the other lug nuts that were on there, and literally my wheel almost flew off. It was that bad. I was rocking it back and forth. I had a good 6-7 inches of play in it, maybe even more than that. Super dangerous. Thank God I got to the twin shop with no problems whatsoever, not hurting anyone. Super stupid to do, but I had to get there. This side's all good. The bearings were good. It's just the studs that were loose, causing it to move back and forth and all that. So we ended up replacing it. I got to check the other hub and see if any studs are snapped off of that. They were snapped off, except for that one from the other day. The studs were already snapped off when I got this truck, which the reason why I didn't really change it was because this truck wasn't driving. I wasn't driving it, didn't really notice it until I really started driving this thing, and then it got so bad that I had to replace it. Should have done it sooner, I know that, but I want to check the other side, see if the other side is good. We might as well just go ahead and replace it if there is a stud missing, so I definitely want to get that. We got some new lug nuts coming in. The truck is looking good. We got that reverse camera on here. This has a temporary, literally just velcroed on there. Temporary, which will probably turn into permanent because I'm lazy and don't want to fix it. It's holding. I don't see it coming off unless it's really hot and all the glue starts melting off. But on a really hot day, my mirror fell, so I had to put the reverse camera right there. But I like it as I'm driving. I got no air conditioning anyway, so it's not like this vent's doing anything. I'm probably gonna go ahead and loop the heater line, because it's still blowing a little bit of hot air out of here, even though the air is off. But as you can see, got the reverse camera, car passing by, truck passed by, truck passed by. So I love that. But that's gonna be it for the video, guys. Thank you for watching. I know this outro was kind of long, but I had to tell you guys some stuff, let you guys know what was happening, and recap the whole video. So thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more videos. Check out the sponsors down below. Definitely check out ARIAT. 10% off your first order if you click the link down below. Get you some boots, get you some freaking jeans. Check out AirDog. Got that AirDog down there. Check out Diesel Auto Power. They have everything that you need for your diesel truck on there. What else we got? We got PPE. Definitely go get yourself a deep transmission pan like I have. It's inside the house, powder coated. Quadzilla. Go get the best programmer on the market for these VP44 trucks. And we got another sponsor on here that's a little bit out. I think they're like a month out because they're on back order, but we will be installing something that's already on the side of the truck. You guys may have already seen it. But anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Click the links down below if you want to check out any of the sponsors for this channel and this build. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Dippin' Diesel out.